Have you ever wondered how the universe was built? Or how the elements were formed? Across time, there were a lot of individuals with competing theories. One of these people came from a civilization around 5,000 years ago in the northeastern corner of Africa. They were known for their pyramids and pharaohs. Yes, the Egyptians were quite clever in their time. But are their theories about the universe the same? In this episode of Mummy, were the Egyptians right? We will find out.
Now I will be discussing about the ancient Egyptian theories about the formation of the universe based on their cultural mythology. Based on Egyptian mythology, the universe before creation was described as the primeval ocean, which was covered by darkness. Note that this also refers to a manifestation of Nun, who is the oldest of the Egyptian gods. The start of creation is indicated by the creation of the primeval hill, from which everything was created by Atum, a cosmic god. Note that he is also credited as the god of creation in this mythology. He is responsible for the creation of the elements of the universe and the gods that govern the said elements. As shown here in this diagram, this includes the air, governed by Shu, the moisture governed by Tefnut, the earth governed by Jeb or Geb, and the sky governed by Nu. From the four gods, the principles of life were also created, which were supervised by Osiris, Isis, Set, Nephthys, and Horus. Note that this diagram is only a small portion of the Egyptian god family tree. Further generations of the gods continually created and governed the features that were deemed necessary for the world and its inhabitants to survive.
Now that we've covered how the universe came to be according to ancient Egypt, let's move on how the Egyptians viewed element formation. Firstly, we have to take note of the influence of Egyptian mythology over the Greek view on elements. In 600 BC, the Greek mathematician and philosopher Thales of Miletus traveled to Egypt to learn about Egyptian culture, including its mythology, philosophy, and nature. The Egyptian creation myth described earlier in this report was known to be the Heliopolis creation myth. And upon hearing and learning about this story, Thales had deduced that there were three elements in the form of gods. And in order of formation, there was Nun, Ta, and Ra. Today we know these elements to be water, earth, and fire, respectively. This view was known to be the three-element theory. Because air or Shu, as how the Egyptians would call it, was not easy to see, it was not incorporated into the theory early on, although soon enough, future scholars of different traditions would soon accept and readily agree on the fourth basic element. Once air was considered to be an element, the most widely accepted theory for elements at that time would be known to be the four-element theory. The Egyptians accepted this view on elements, and with that, viewed all things to be either water, earth, fire, or air. As we can see, the story revolves much around gods. Consequently, the Egyptians viewed elements to be God-given rather than synthesized or created on earth. Materials that are made of elements were considered to be gifts. For example, during a drought, people would pray to the water god Tefnut to bless the people with rain, and when it would rain, the water falling out of the sky would be considered God-given.
We have to consider that the ancient Egyptians lacked the technology to further investigate the world around them, and if so, it would have been easier to associate such phenomena with the gods and then leave it at that. But because we have the technology, we can debunk such ancient myths. The Big Bang Theory offers a more comprehensive and plausible explanation for the creation of the universe, evidenced by Hubble's discovery in the 1920s and the discovery of the cosmic microwave background radiation. As for the formation of the elements, the leading theory in modern science is known as nucleosynthesis, a term we're already familiar with. And besides the concept that the elements were associated with specific gods, the view that there were only four elements was proven wrong, because they were never proven to have been extracted from or to compose other material objects at the time.